السلام عليكم ورحمة الله أيها الأخوة المشاهدون على القناة اليوتيوبية وعلى الفيس وتويتر ووسائل التواصل الاجتماعي ورحمة الله وبركاته. نلتقي من جديد في برنامج حوارات ومع الحلقة 59، وهذه المرة نلتقي من دالاس بالولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، ونلتقي أيضا بقامة دعوية وفكرية في دالاس خصوصا وفي أمريكا عموما وفي العالم الإسلامي والإنساني أيضا بشكل عام، مع فضيلة الشيخ عمر سليمان، وفضيلته طبعا قائم بدور دعوي في هذه المنطقة، وأيضا هو رئيس مركز اليقين. حياكم الله الشيخ سليمان، بارك الله فيكم. طبعا بداية السؤال من التعريف، أنت قائم برئاسة هذا المركز، هو مركز يقين، ممكن تحدثنا عن هذا المركز؟
نعم. يقين Institute for Islamic Research was founded as a think tank. It's a research institute where we do research on the most challenging areas of Islam, so that those that hate Islam and those that use Islam for extremist reasons or for things that are not appropriate do not get to claim the narrative about Islam, but instead we look at Islam as it is from the Quran, from the Sunnah, from the early sources in a classical way, but also with a contemporary outlook and trying to understand how our religion fits in the world today and how it can inspire people to contribution. There is an idea that the more dedicated you become to Islam, the more extreme you become. But the more dedicated you become to Islam, the more contributing you should become to society. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا كَلِمَةً طَيِّبَةً كَشَجَرَةٍ طَيِّبَةٍ أَصْلُهَا ثَابِتٌ وَفَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ تُؤْتِي أُكُلَهَا كُلَّ حِينٍ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهَا. فَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ means the shade of the tree should benefit everybody. Everyone should benefit from that. Non-Muslims, Muslims, Christians, Jews, everyone should benefit from that tree. So there should be a contribution to society. So in Islam, in Yaqeen, we move people from shak to Yaqeen, from a place of doubt and not understanding the faith to a place not just of Iman, but to a place of Yaqeen, where they not only have the roots in the heart, but they have the contribution to the world around them as well.
شكرا. طيب، هو يقول على أن هدف هذه المؤسسة هو طبعا إعادة الصياغة أو دراسة ما يتعلق بالجانب الديني والفكري داخل المظلة الإسلامية من خلال القرآن والسنة والآثار الواردة. وطبعا الكثير سواء كان من خارج الدائرة الإسلامية أو المتشددين داخل الدائرة الإسلامية يفسرون هذه الآيات والآثار تفسيرا خاطئا. وطبعا هو أشار إلى قضية آية الكلمة الطيبة أنها تؤتي ثمرتها، يعني تؤتي كل حين هذه الثمرة الطيبة بإذن الله سبحانه وتعالى. فلهذا هم بجانب أنهم يدرسون هذه الآثار أو الكتاب السنة الدراسة التقليدية، أيضا يدرسون بما يقرر الوحدة الإنسانية والصفات الحسنة داخل هذا الدين الإسلامي. ولهذا يشير إلى حديث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: خير الناس أنفعهم للناس. فينبغي أن نحقق المنفعة العامة ونجعلها فوق المنفعة الشخصية، بأن ننفع الناس على اختلاف أديانهم وعلى اختلاف توجهاتهم. طيب، كيف رأيتم إقبال الناس على هذه المؤسسة في دالاس وفي يعني عموما في تكساس؟ وهل لكم فروع في أمريكا؟
Alhamdulillah, most of the work of Yaqeen is not limited to Dallas. We work all around the country, all around the world. Our materials, alhamdulillah, are used all over the world. We have something that's called Conviction Circle, يعني مثل الحلقة. And we have the resources for the halaqah, so it can be used in any masjid, any university, any group of people anywhere around the world can use it. So alhamdulillah, Yaqeen has a strong hold throughout the United States and throughout the world, alhamdulillah. the way that people perceive us, and this is the point that, if I'm dedicated to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, then my dedication to the Quran and the Sunnah means that I'm a beneficial person. So long as we are able to speak to the world around us about the deen without losing the reality of the deen. Sometimes when there is an extremist, that's using the religion, then we go into defensive mode and we try to, distance ourselves so much so from the extremists that we end up distancing ourselves from the deen itself. And we don't have to be reactive. We believe that the response to extremism is not a reformed version of Islam. We believe the response to extremism is the Quran and the Sunnah itself and the actual religion itself, the deen itself. So when people see commitment to deen, does not mean becoming isolationist, does not mean treating people wrong, but instead it means doing good, then they appreciate that. Now, there are racists and there are extremists, and we have a lot of different groups that are out there that don't like us, but for the most part, there's an appreciation for what we do at Yaqeen, that, though our core audience is young Muslims themselves, to understand the religion in a way that it's true and in a way that makes them productive, but that's good for everybody else as well. And I think that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ursila rahmatan lil alameen. بالضبط. Not rahmatan lil muslimin. Rahmatan lil alameen. So that rahmah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam shows to everybody around him, and so that's the way that we want people to understand Islam as well. That if you look at this religion in the right way, then it has goodness for everybody. Now, Yaqeen is perceived as that vehicle, alhamdulillah, that people understand that what we're trying to do is we're trying to instill that strong belief in people, but again, it's to the benefit of everybody, whether they're Muslim or not.
Shukran. Thanks. أحسنت.
So basically, هو احنا عندنا system نظام للحلقات.
أيوة.
أوراق وفيديوهات وأشياء كثير تستخدم في أي حلقة، في أي مسجد، في أي جامعة.
جميل جدا.
مثلا إذا في مجموعة شباب في أي جامعة في أي مكان وعندهم يا 10 أو 100 هم عندهم كل الماتيريالز أونلاين حتى يكون عندهم حلقة، مميزة. حتى يكون عندهم حلقة وعندهم
كل مناهج.
بالضبط.
طبعا نسينا في المرة الماضية هو أشار ليس مجرد من الشك إلى الإيمان، بل حتى إلى درجة اليقين، ما يتعلق بمسمى المؤسسة وأهدافها بطبيعة الحال، وهم لا يعملون فقط في بدالاس أو في تكساس أو في أمريكا فقط، إنما في جميع أنحاء العالم، ويهتمون بجميع الأفراد قلوا كانوا أم كثروا. عندهم منهج أيضا مستقل في هذا الأمر ولدراسة هذا الأمر. كذلك أيضا هم ينطلقون من قوله تعالى في وصف نبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم: وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يرسل فقط رحمة للمسلمين أو يرسل رحمة لمجتمعه، بل أرسل رحمة للعالم أجمع على اختلاف أطيافهم وتوجهاتهم وأفكارهم، بل حتى العالم هو أعم فقط. بعضهم يرى، عذرا أخرج قليلا، بعضهم يرى أعم حتى من الجانب الإنساني، حتى جانب الحيوان، جانب الأرض، جانب ما شابه ذلك. طبعا المتشددون يقول صورة سيئة عن هذا الإسلام نتيجة تفسيرهم التفسير الشكلي أو نتيجة التشدد في تفسير بعض الأشياء، فلذلك هم في هذه الحالة يحاولون أن يبينوا الإسلام عن طريق أنه دين المحبة وكذلك دين السلام، وأيضا ينفتحوا على الآخر. فلهذا العديد من القساوسة والحاخامات يحترمون هذا الإسلام وأيضا يحترمون هذه الدعوة التي تنبثق من روح الإسلام وليس من شكلياته. طيب، ممكن تحدثنا عن التكوين الطائفي للمسلمين في أمريكا؟ هل الخلافات المذهبية الموجودة عند المسلمين سواء كانت خلافات دينية أو خلافات فقهية تؤثر على وحدة المسلمين في أمريكا.
يعني you look at the hadith of the Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه دعا الله ألا يجعل بأسهم بينهم, and we see unfortunately that anytime there is division, it takes away from our potential. فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ. Right? So you're constantly busy with each other, arguments and things of that sort. In America, now there's always going to be some division. Most of it is personal. It's not about organization. It's really about personal things. And alhamdulillah, for the most part, I think we do a good job of trying to stay united, especially here in Texas, as masajid, as organizations, Islamic organizations and things of that sort. I think that amongst Ahl Sunnah, in particular Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, people that identify as Sunnis, there's been more efforts and attempts to bring unified councils and things of that sort. And then, as far as Sunni Shia relationships, there have been some attempts. It's not, from what I know, there isn't a formal organization that exists that has really done anything to at least find the things that Sunnis and Shias and other groups can work on. But there have been some attempts. Generally speaking, there's a courtesy that exists. So, and I'm thinking wide here, but you don't find people really fighting each other in that sense here. Most of the disunity, the division, is about personalities, about different approaches. It's not really ideological so much that you find the division here that exists amongst American Muslim organizations. Many of them work in their own space. They work very very specific. At Yaqeen, and personally, anytime we see anyone that's doing good and we can cooperate on that specific good, we extend our hand to them. We do this with people that aren't Muslim, right? We do this with Christians, with Jews, with Sikhs, with different people. We do it with people that don't believe in anything. We do it with people that are even atheists on very specific issues. If I can work with someone who doesn't believe in anything, but at least we can work to feed the homeless person in the street, then we work together. So if I have that spirit of working with other people outside of the community, then of course I should have the same spirit with working with people inside the community, right? So I think the idea is where there's room for us to work together, we have to find ways to work together. And that's within the Muslim community, within Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and the broadest sense of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and then broadening it to all the different groups, all the different sects that exist within Islam, and Ahl al-Qibla. That's the idea: work together on what we can, and and move forward. So in America, I think we do better than other places, but we're not perfect. We still have issues amongst ourselves that are less ideological and more about personal differences and things of that sort.
بارك الله فيك. الله يبارك فيك. جزاك الله. طبعا هو في البداية أشار إلى حديث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قضية عدم جعل البأس فيما بيننا، ولا تجعل بأسنا فيما بيننا، وكذلك فيما نعم فتفشلوا فتذهب ريحكم. هذه الآية اللي أشارت إلى أهمية عدم الفرقة وعدم الاختلاف كما هو في سورة الأنفال. وعلى العموم على أن أعظم الاختلافات أو أكثر الاختلافات الموجودة الآن بين التيارات الإسلامية اختلافات شخصية، وليست هي اختلافات مذهبية كقضية طريقة الخطبة أو الكلام أو ما شابه ذلك، ولكن هم في الجملة متفقون على الهدف وعلى الغاية. وهناك لقاءات واحدة خصوصا ما يتعلق بين أهل السنة والجماعة، وهناك لقاءات وهناك مراكز، وكذلك حتى بين السنة والشيعة. وهذه المؤسسة بطبيعة الحال مؤسسة اليقين تسعى إلى الوحدة وإلى الألفة، أولا داخل البيت الإسلامي كانوا بين أهل السنة والجماعة خصوصا، أو بين السنة والشيعة، ثم أيضا هم ليس فقط داخل البيت الإسلامي، حتى خارج البيت الإسلامي مع قضية مع المسيحيين أو مع اليهود أو مع السيخ، بل حتى مع غير الدينيين أو الربوبيين أو الملحدين، خاصة فيما يتعلق بقضية الفقراء وقضية المشردين. فهم منفتحون في هذه الحالة على جميع التيارات والأطياف، بما يحقق كما قلنا في السابق المساواة والسلام والمحبة ورسالة الرحمة بين البشر. نأتي إلى سؤال آخر فيما يتعلق طبعا، هل أو كيف تقيم واقع المسلمين في الغرب بين قضية يعني أصول الدين، خاصة أصول الدين المتفق عليها في كتاب الله سبحانه، أو القطعي الذي جاء بها نص في كتاب الله أو متفق عليها من أحاديث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، وبين الواقع الليبرالي الذي تعيشه أمريكا في ظل هذه الحريات الواسعة للمجتمع عموما؟
At Yaqeen, we do a lot of challenging secular liberalism in different ways, in the sense that liberalism can become more oppressive than any religious way of thinking. If you look in the 20th century in particular, all of the isms that led to so many people dying were secular. Nazism, communism, and all of these different things, right? You had almost 250 million people killed in the last century in wars and things of that sort, and they were launched out of this idea of oppressive secularism, a secularism that does not allow for religion to flourish, does not allow for religious freedom, does not allow for people to challenge their ways of thinking. Islam is different in that it is a deen. Islam is not only a aqidah, it is a deen, right? We have viewpoints on everything. It governs the way that we look at everything in life. It governs our perceptions and our perspectives and everything that we look at. And so there's naturally going to be a tension sometimes between the way we view things and the way that other people view things. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to become disagreeable, or we have to become aggressive. That just means that we have to find a way to articulate our viewpoints as Muslims, as people that belong to truly a deen, in a way that's convincing first and foremost to our own, that allows for people to, as Muslims, to live in these Western societies, in these Western climates. And I would argue that if you're, when the Prophet ﷺ says "Fatuba lil ghuraba," there is something, you're going to be at odds sometimes with society around you if you are a practicing Muslim, sometimes even in Muslim countries. You're going to be at odds with society around you. So we articulate it in a way that's first and foremost convincing to Muslims, and at the same time that someone, again, who's outside can appreciate. Now, some people are not going to appreciate, because sometimes the tension between Islam and secularism, secular liberalism, particularly when it's prescriptive, when it's forced down people's throats, sometimes there's going to be a tension between those two, and some people are going to become aggressive with us. We have to have strong perspectives on the world around us. So it's not. So one part of that is responding to those philosophies, responding to those attacks on Islam that come from these different types of ideologies and these different trends that arise from these ideologies. And the other one is affirming the alternative, what Islam does differently. So how is it that Islam views the world around it? Because one of the things that ideologies do is, in order to make themselves look strong, they diminish other ideologies at times. So the different isms that exist there they try to portray religion as a whole as backwards, and religion as a whole is regressive, and look at the world around you, and look at what's happening in the Muslim world today. They'll say, look at the Muslim world and look what's happening there. And they associate not just al-Islam bit-takhalluf, they associate ad-deen bit-takhalluf, right? It's all religion is backwards and all religion holds people back. And we have to remind people that Islam gave a lot to the world. Islam gave the world universities. Islam gave the world medicine. Islam gave the world frameworks for how to negotiate harmony in a society. Islam gave that to the world, right? And Muslims gave that to the world. Not betraying the Quran and the Sunnah, but using the Quran and the Sunnah to inspire the world and to give to the world around them. So as Muslims at Yaqeen, what we do is we don't just respond to those attacks and those isms, but we remind the world, we remind people that Islam gave to the world before, and Islam can still give to the world today. And what exists of backwardness, a takhalluf, what exists of takhalluf in the Muslim world is not because of Islam. It's actually outside of Islam. What's happening in the Muslim world today is not because people insisted on Islam. It's actually the opposite, right? There's an element of betraying the beauty of the Quran and the Sunnah, and obviously there are political factors that exist as well. So we remind the world to look at the history of Islam and to look at the present of Islam, and Islam has something to give to the future as well. And we don't accept the idea that religion itself is backwards. Some people preach religion in a backwards way. Some people do religion in a way that's bad and not positive. But we're not bound to that. We can have a different way of looking at things. Inshallah.
شكرا أحسنت كما قصدت. طبعا بالنسبة هو يقول على أن العلمانية والليبرالية في الحقيقة هي من أكثر المشاكل التي قادت المشاكل للعالم، بما في ذلك في رأسها الحروب. فهذه الحرب العالمية الأولى والحرب العالمية الثانية ليست بسبب الأديان، وإنما بسبب العلمانية، والذي كان ضحيتها أكثر من 2000 أو من 250 مليون يعني من القتلى، فضلا عن الجرحى والمشردين، وما نتج بعد ذلك من خراب لهذه الشعوب. فهذا ليس بسبب الأديان. وكذلك التخلف الموجود الآن في العالم الإسلامي ليس بسبب الإسلام في الحقيقة، بل العكس. أحيانا العلمانية الموجودة في أوروبا أو في الغرب تسعى لتخلف العالم الإسلامي للاستفادة من خيرات هذه الشعوب. فالتخلف هو لأسباب خارجية وليست لأسباب داخلية. وعلى العموم أن الإسلام يقول على طول التاريخ ساهم على سبيل المثال في الطب والمستشفيات والأدوية، وهو قادر على أن يساهم الآن، وأيضا قادر على أن يساهم في المستقبل. وهذه المؤسسة هي مؤسسة اليقين، تسعى لرد هذه الهجمات العدوانية أولا على الإسلام، ثم أيضا تسعى لإقرار أو لإرسال دعوة المحبة والرحمة، وتوضيح أن الإسلام يدعو إلى الرحمة ويدعو إلى المحبة ويدعو إلى الحرية وما غير ذلك من المنطلقات التي جاء بها هذا الدين القوي. نأتي إلى سؤال.
Just to add to that, I think it's important for people to understand that الظلم واحد، الطغيان واحد. يعني فمن أراد أن يستخدم آية من كتاب الله أو كتاب من العلمانيين حتى يظلم، يعني راح يلاقي شغلات كثير في جميع الكتب. the point is it's not Islam's fault. لا نهاجم الإسلام أو نقول التخلف بسبب الدين أو بسبب الإسلام أو بسبب الأديان.
يعني النصوص طبيعتها حمالة أوجه.
بالضبط.
من أراد أن يفسر النص على هواه سيأخذ به. بالضبط. ومن أراد أن يضع النص في الخط الإنساني وفي خط الرحمة، النص في الحقيقة جاء لتحقيق هذا الأمر. طيب. لعل هنا سؤال مهم ومتعلق به: هل توجد حرية للمسلمين في ممارسة طقوسهم وشعائرهم في أمريكا؟ يعني أنتم الآن مؤسسة هذه، هل تجدون حرية مطلقة ربما أكثر من العالم الإسلامي في ممارسة أعمالكم دون تقييد؟
الحمد لله, we have more of a right here to assert ourselves, not just in religion, مش بس في الدين, يعني حتى في السياسة. We have a right here to say a lot, to do a lot, and that's why I value that as a person, that I can say a lot about Islam, I can talk about the religion, and at the same time I can say things politically even, and talk about things that are important to the world that many other people don't have the right to say. They don't have the ability to speak up. For a lot of the Muslims, المظلومين يعني في مشارق الأرض مغاربها. يعني I can talk about Palestine, I can talk about Kashmir, I can talk about these things here in America, and I can challenge people on these things. So alhamdulillah, one of the blessings of being a Muslim here, وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى, we are alhamdulillah able to articulate, to say a lot here and to do a lot here. So that's one thing that we value. It's becoming more difficult to say certain things It's becoming more consequential to challenge certain things. Obviously, the hatred outside is growing, and the danger and the violence towards the Muslims is growing. But legally speaking, we do have a lot, alhamdulillah, in terms of the freedom to say things. Now, again, I think things are changing. There was recently a bill in Congress, and there has been an issue with people that endorse boycotting Israel. من أجل فلسطين, people who endorse boycotting the state of Israel to make it comply. The BDS movement, what's called Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions movement, are, they're being targeted in their companies. They're being asked to sign papers that say that I will not boycott Israel, just to teach at an elementary school. So our freedom is starting to become more limited, unfortunately, to say things and to do certain things. But alhamdulillah, we still have a lot to do. It's just become more dangerous. And we're not the only ones that are facing danger. Jewish synagogues are being attacked. Masajid are being attacked. Black churches are being attacked. So places of worship are being attacked in America. But we cherish the right to speak. And alhamdulillah, we have the ability to speak. And we're grateful for that. And that's something that we have to make sure stays in America. And I say that as an American. As an American, it's important to me, not just as a Muslim, as an American, that people have the right to speak up against even some of the things that the American government does that we don't, that are criminal. So I can challenge even my government here, right? And I do that as an American. I challenge the government to be better and to do better things. So that's, alhamdulillah, something that we take very seriously, and we hope, inshallah ta'ala, we're able to use that for good.
شكرا لك. أحسنت. طبعا سابقا هو أشار على أن الحال هنا للمسلمين في أمريكا ربما هو أفضل بكثير من الحال الذي في غيرها من البلدان الإسلامية، وأشار إلى حديث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: فطوبى للغرباء من أمتي. وعموما الحرية يقول هنا موجودة بشكل جيد أو بشكل كبير، فالشخص له الحق أن يبدي رأيه، وليس فقط في قضايا الدينية بل حتى في القضايا السياسية. وطبعا يضرب بنفسه على اعتبار أنه أمريكي له القدرة الكاملة أنه ينتقد الحكومة وسياساتها، وكذلك أيضا يقدم الآراء. المشكلة هي في العنصرية التي تعاني منها الأديان، ليس فقط الإسلام، جميع الأديان تعاني الآن من عنصرية من خارج الخط الديني، هجمة شرسة على الأديان. فهناك من يسعى مثلا لإثارة الرعب أو مثلا تفجير أو ما شابه ذلك، ما يتعلق ليس فقط المساجد بل حتى الكنائس أو كنائس السود أو الكنس ما يتعلق باليهود. ومع هذا لهم الحرية الكاملة هنا أن يمارسوا طقوسهم وشعائرهم ودعوتهم بشكل كبير جدا. طبعا قد تراجع بعض الأمور في الفترة الأخيرة، مثلا بعض الشركات التي تنتقد أو تقاطع إسرائيل حدث منع أو تضييق عليها، ولكن مع ذلك هم يناصرون القضية الفلسطينية ويناقضون كذلك ما يتعلق بكشمير وأيضا بورما وغير ذلك. أيوة، بكل حرية. آخر سؤال، طبعا عندنا أسئلة كثيرة ولكن لضيق وقت الشيخ لعل هناك حديث آخر أو لقاء آخر. نريد نتحدث كنا عن الفتوى ونريد نتحدث عن بعض القضايا ما يتعلق بفقه الواقع، ولكن الوقت لا يتسع. ولعل هنا السؤال الأخير الذي هو مرتبط حقيقة بحديثنا، قضية الأديان. أنت أشرت الأديان، أمريكا تضم ليس مجرد الأديان السماوية والأديان الكبرى، بل حتى في أديان قد تكون أحيانا غريبة أو تكون أديان جديدة. فكيف من خلال هذا الموقع الذي أنت تعيشه وتسعى إليه بكون الإسلام ودين الرحمة، كيف تمدون أيديكم إلى هذه الأديان؟ وهل نحن بحاجة الآن في الحقيقة إلى حوار ليس فقط مع الحضارات وإنما خصوصا داخل الخط الديني مع هذه الأديان؟ وما رسالتك لمجتمع العماني والمجتمع الإسلامي عموما؟
الله يبارك فيك. There is one thing that comes to mind when people think about التعاون بين الأديان أو أهل الدين أو أهل الأديان is this idea that means لا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل. Don't mix Islam and Christianity and Judaism and everything is going to come together. And so, that means that we're going to lose ourselves. If we talk to other people and work with other people, that means that we're going to lose our deen, or we're not going to be true to it. Or we're going to suggest in the process that all of the religions are just one big religion, and there's no need for religion, and religion is just a language, and religion, and I understand the concern. As someone who's deeply involved in working with other people, I get it. There's this idea that if I come to the table as a Muslim with people of other faiths, that I'm going to have to take away from my Islam to work with other people. That should not have to be the case. When I sit at the table as a Muslim, I sit at the table as a full Muslim. I believe in Allah, I believe in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I believe in the Quran, I believe in the Sunnah, I believe in the religion, I believe in it fully. And I have the same expectation when you come and you sit at the table. If you sit at the table as a Christian, you can be a full Christian. Believe in Christianity as Christianity is. You don't have to make your Christianity more like agreeable to me so that you can sit with me. However, here are the issues that we can work together on. How do we work together to solve the problems that confront all of us right now? And that's the type of working together that we need to put forward. It's not that we have to blur the differences between the religions. It's that we have to learn to embrace each other despite those differences. It's that we have to learn to work together on common things. تعالوا إلى كلمة سواء. Come to this, what's the common thing? Where can we work together? Right? Where can we work together? That doesn't mean I have to be less Muslim to work with someone who's Christian or who's Jewish or who's anything. That means that I have to show how my Islam is going to make me beneficial to society. And you have to bring your ideas and your sets. But look, we can agree that violence is wrong. We can agree that we need to stop so many of the problems. The gap between the rich and the poor, hunger, discrimination. Here in America, we have a lot of problems. Many people think America has problems that the world does not have. We have the largest prison population in the whole world. We put people in prison for private money, for profit. I mean, that's slavery. That is slavery. You trade people, put them in private prisons so that rich people get richer and communities suffer more. How do we work together to solve the problems of homelessness? How do we work together to solve the problems of discrimination, of violence, of militarism? How do we uphold the space? How do we work together? How do we understand each other? To see what are our commonalities. There are a lot of things that are common between Muslims and Christians, between Muslims and Jews, between things that are unique, that are common between us. How do we work together on those common things? But I don't have to become less Muslim, and you don't have to become less Christian or less Jewish to work with me. We can work together. Let's specify what we're working on. Let's understand each other better. Let's build relationships with each other. Because if I know you, if I have a relationship with you, then I'll understand you better. So when we have khilaf, when we have those differences, we'll be better at negotiating those differences because we have relationships that we built as well. So here in Dallas, alhamdulillah, we work together, I think, better than probably any community in the world. I did a video with a pastor here, Reverend Andy Stoker. The name of the video is An Imam, a Pastor, and a Dream. An Imam, a Pastor, and a Dream. And it was about Christians and Muslims working together, particularly a relationship that I have with one pastor here. We work together to bring harmony in society. And, I used the example of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala, that when Imam Ahmad was dying, a priest visited him and he told him that your life was manfa'ah, was a blessing, not just to the Muslims, but to all of us. He was sad that Imam Ahmad was dying, that a Muslim was dying, right? So I said, that's the idea here. How do we benefit society, but be true to our own selves? So when I did the video, subhanAllah, this shows you the way these things spread. We did a video here in Dallas about an Imam and a pastor working together, Imam, a pastor, and a dream. Daesh put out a video called Qatilu Immat al-Kufr. And I was Al-Murtad Umar Sulaiman. Because I called for working with Christians for better. طيب, where's حلف الفضول? حلف الفضول is that idea that you come together on a specific idea. These are the things we can work together on, and let's work together on these things. That's what حلف الفضول is. That's sunnah. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam upheld that after Islam too. So we have to uphold that same spirit of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we can work on issues of commonality, and we can build relationships so that when there are differences, we can navigate those differences better with each other.
شكرا. أحسنت. طيب. طبعا هو يجلس فضيلة الشيخ مع جميع الأديان الموجودة هنا، وطبعا هو يجلس ليس حتى ينسلخ يعني من إسلامه، يكون مسيحي مرة ويكون يهودي مرة ويكون كذا مرة، وإنما هو يجلس بإنسان مسلم. ولهذا يعني البعض عارضه من باب قوله تعالى ولا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل، ولكنه هو يجلس كإنسان مسلم ويتحاور طبعا كما أمر القرآن الكريم تعالوا إلى كلمة سواء بيننا وبينهم. وطبعا الهدف في ذلك هو تحقيق كما أسلفنا ما يتعلق بالشيء المتفق كمعالجة القضايا في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية والمشاكل، وهنا عندهم مشاكل كثيرة والسجون مليئة، وطبعا يرى أن أمريكا هي من أكثر الدول فيها مشاكل، بعضهم يدخل السجن بسبب مبلغ بسيط، فهم يتعاونون فيما يؤدي إلى خدمة البشرية وخدمة الدين وخدمة الإنسان، وهذا ما أتت به جميع الأديان بما في ذلك دين الإسلام وجاء به القرآن والنبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وعلى العموم هنا في هذه المنطقة أيضا ذكر أنه يقتدي بالإمام أحمد بن حنبل رحمة الله عليه عندما طبعا جاءه ذلك القسيس وفي يزوره في موته في مرض موته، لأن الإمام أحمد قدم الخير الكثير للإنسانية، فلهذا هو مثل من خلال فيلم وضعه بنفسه مع قسيس من الطائفة المسيحية بعنوان شيخ وقسيس، وطبعا شيخ وقسيس وحلم. نعم، بمعنى الحلم يعني اللي هو ما ينفع البشرية، حلم الوحدة، حلم الألفة. وسنضيف بإذن الله المقطع والفيديو هذا في آخر الحلقة. طبعا داعش وقفت ضد فضيلة الشيخ واتهمته بالردة، وأشارت إلى الآية الموجودة قاتلوا أئمة الكفر، يعني من نوع الاستدلال الخاطئ لآيات القرآن الكريم. وهو أيضا أشار إلى حلف الفضول. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تعاون مع الكفار والمشركين قبل البعثة بالمبادئ الكبرى فيما تحقق منفعة الإنسان ذلك اليوم، فلماذا نحن لا نتعاون أيضا في غيرنا بما يحقق المنفعة للإنسان؟ وهذا مما جاءت به هذه الأديان. لعلك نسيتنا رسالة سريعة فقط لإخوانك في عمان أو من يسمعون باللغة العربية.
لا تنسونا من الدعاء. أنا أحب أهل عمان كثير، زرتكم يعني أكثر من مرة الحمد لله. لما كنت أسكن في الشارقة كنت آتي دائما إلى مسقط مرتين بالسنة، إلى صلالة، فأحبكم ما شاء الله، يعني أهل أخلاق عالية ما شاء الله، ولعلنا نزوركم قريبا بإذن الله تعالى.
بارك الله فيك، حقيقة لقاء ممتع وواسع وعميق من قبلكم، وإنسانية يعني واسعة ومفتوحة للجميع وقلب رحيم للبشر جميعا. نشكرك الشيخ عمر سليمان، ونشكر السادة المشاهدين على حسن الاستماع والإنصات، وإلى لقاء آخر من برنامج حوارات ومع الحلقة 60. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شكرا لك أستاذنا، سامحنا أخذنا وقتك. بارك الله فيك.
The night of the election, I, like many others, didn't get a minute of sleep. My phone and email inbox were immediately flooded with messages of anxiety, particularly from young Muslim sisters. In the midst of all that, the first message of support I received was from Reverend Andy Stoker of First United Methodist Church, one of the oldest churches in Dallas. I've worked with Andy and other faith leaders for the last few years on various social issues through Faith Forward Dallas, and I had just spoken at his church the Sunday before the election. The email read, "Omar, I am here for you. I believe in your work and I believe in you. we are better together than apart. If there's anything I can do to be a conversation partner for you or your community, I am here, praying for you and your community, Andy. In a follow-up message he wrote, if the overwhelming vote this election was for change, then let's change our isolation by philosophy and practice within neighborhoods, houses of worship, and each other. Thank you for representing the best of humanity through your faithfulness. I sent Andy many messages of genuine appreciation and wanted to respond to his call. So I invited him and his family over to our mosque to meet our community. It was an incredible experience for his family and for our community. The morning after that night, he sent a message saying, "Thank you so much for last night. I am transformed by my experience with your congregation." Andy had no idea how much his message and friendship meant to me and my community.
There are so many things that we can say about who we are and how we live out our faith. What I've seen in Imam Omar, his life and mine, and his ministry in our city is profound. There are ways that we are growing as a city and as a people in compassion and unity and hope. It is what I've seen in Omar that makes me a better Christian and makes me a better faith leader. Stepping out in faith, in hope, and in love, knowing that all people, in all places and all times, need to hear that one message that they are loved, that they're believed in, that they're wanted, and that there's so much more. I give God thanks on a daily basis for my ministry partnership with Omar, for his life, his family's life, and ours together, as we are building a faith community where all people might truly know the sense and power of who it is and how we all must live as one.
When the great Imam Ahmed was dying, his Christian doctor asked his permission to allow his pastor to visit. Imam Ahmed invited him in. The pastor said to Imam Ahmed, "I've been waiting for so many years to meet you in person. Your life was not just a blessing to the people of Islam. It was a blessing to all of God's creation. And there is not a single one of us that wasn't pleased with you." The story changed my life because Imam Ahmed's presence on earth was not just viewed as beneficial to the Muslims, but to all people. God describes the tree of faith in the Quran with a firm foundation, with branches high in the sky, always providing shade and fruit. The branches show that your shade should provide shade to everyone and everything around you, and that the fruits of your faith should not be seasonal. Everyone and everything around you should benefit from your faith. As Ali said, "Lead such a life that when you die, the people may mourn you, and while you are alive, they long for your company." When Abu Bakr was on his way out of Mecca to escape persecution to Abyssinia, a non-Muslim chief stopped him and said, "O Abu Bakr, a man like you should not be allowed to leave his homeland, nor should he be driven out. I am your protector. Go back and worship your Lord in your country." The chief wasn't Muslim, but he recognized that Abu Bakr was indispensable because of his impact on society at large. Serving others doesn't mean you accept their beliefs. It means that your beliefs guide you to serve them. Serving them says nothing about their faith, but everything about yours. As believers, we seek to reflect God's attributes of mercy and generosity, and in turn, we hope that those people will bear witness to our mercy in the presence of the Most Merciful.